I see the Facebook, but where's the Zoom?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Pranam.
I can't find my Zoom.
Can see you.
Yeah, I can see you on Facebook, but I can't find you on Zoom. I don't know where it was. All right. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshunitaniram Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Vipapadam Dadata Swapadam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavischa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vikantam Sajeevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lila Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Pankara Mountain Stuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhani Siti Devi Pranamani Hari Devi Vanchikalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhurya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Desai Bhutani Prabhupada Giri Shri Giri Raja Swami Subhakta Radha Sri Hari Bhakti Shakti Rani Vishnupadaya Krishna Desai Bhutani Shmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Srinivadi Pasya Mukham Karoti Vashalam Pangam Langayate Girim Nitpipatanam Vande Shri Guru Vinataram Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. We are on text 60. So we remember how this whole feast that was cooked for Lord Chaitanya. So this feast was offered to Krishna, and then Aarti ceremony was performed. Text 59. Arati Kariya Krishna Karala Shayan Acharya Si Prabhure Tabe Kaila Nivedana. After Arati was performed for the deities in the temple, Lord Krishna was made to lie down to rest. Advaita Acharya then came out to submit something to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Shayan, the Supreme Krishna, and for Shayan. Grihira Mitare Prabhu Karuna Gamana Dvidhayaila Tabe Kari Tejojan. Shri Advaita Prabhu said, my dear lords, kindly enter this room. The two brothers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, then came forward to take the prasad. Well, you know how we only wait, no? When it's offered right now, Mahaprasad is coming out. Mukunda Haridasa Dvi Prabhu Bulaila Yorai Hakte Dvijana Kahite Lagila. When Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu went to accept the prasadam, they both called Mukunda and Haridas to come with them. However, Mukunda and Haridas, both reported friends, spoke as follows. Mukunda kahe mora kichu kritya nahusa Sare, Sare, Pache Muni Prasada, Pam Punya Hare. When Mukunda was called for, he submitted, "My dear sir, I have something to do that is not yet finished. Later, I shall accept the prasadam, so you two Prabhu should now please enter the room." Haridas kahe muni papishtha adham, bahire ka mushti pache karimu bhojan. Haridas Thakur said, "I'm the most sinful and lowest among men. Later I shall eat one palful of prasadam while waiting outside." Purport. Although the Hindus and Muslims lived together in a very friendly manner, still there were distinctions between them. The Muslims who were considered Yavan or low-born, and whenever a Muslim was invited, he would be fed outside of the house. Although personally called by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to take prasadam with them, still out of great humility, Haridas Thakur submitted, "I shall take the prasadam outside of the house." Although Haridas Thakur was an exalted Vaishnava, accepted by Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nonetheless, in order not to disturb social tranquility, he humbly kept himself in the position of a Muslim outside the jurisdiction of the Hindu community. Therefore, he proposed to take prasadam outside the house. Although he was in an exalted position and equal to other great Vaishnavas, he considered himself a papishtha, a most sinful man, and adhama, the lowest among men. Although a Vaishnava may be very advanced spiritually, he keeps himself externally humble and submissive. Text 64. Dui Prabhulana Acharya Gela Bhuttara Ghare, Prasada Dekhiya Prabhura Ananda Antare. Advaita Acharya took Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the room, and the two lords saw the arrangement of the prasadam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially was very pleased. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased because he saw how nicely so many varieties of food were prepared for Krishna. Actually, all kinds of prasadam are prepared for Krishna, not for the people, but the devotees partake of prasadam with great pleasure. Right? So it's not that we ask everybody, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? And then we cook, and then we offer to Krishna, and then we say, okay, now take. You know? So we, like, when we cook, we ask Krishna, what do you want to eat? Right? Then we cook, right? And then this prasadam is accepted with great pleasure. Aichayanaye Krishna ke karaya bhojana, janme janme shire dharun tanhara charana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved of all the methods employed in cooking and offering food to Krishna. Indeed, he was so pleased that he said, "Frankly, I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone who can offer Krishna such nice food and place those lotus feet on my head, birth after birth." I mean, just imagine how, Srila Prabhupada, how Mahaprabhu is pleased when the devotees, they cook a nice Raj Bhoga or Shayan Bhog. Just see. It's such a pleasure when there is such a variety of food stuff that, and no economy, right? We cook the best. We cook the best for Krishna. So frankly, I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone who can offer Krishna such nice food and place those lotus feet on my head, birth after birth. So Mahaprabhu, see, when we do the offering, we do the offering with great pleasure. We do the offering with great pleasure. And Srila Prabhupada, he was so pleased that he said, "Frankly, I will personally take the lotus feet of anyone who can offer Krishna such nice food and place those lotus feet on my head, birth after birth." So Mahaprabhu, see, when we do the offering, So we recite mantra for Guru, we recite mantra for Panch Tattva, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we offer to Krishna. So this is how now if Mahaprabhu look at what we've cooked, if he doesn't feel good about it, he may not offer to Krishna, right? Isn't it? So he was so happy. Can you imagine? Janame janme shere dharon tahara charana. So expertly, so a devotee is expert. All abilities is meant to be used in Krishna's service. So requires, remember how Sachi Devi, right? That's Sachi Devi, Advaita Acharya's wife, is it? Sita Thakurani, right? Sita Thakurani. She cooked, all right? She cooked. Remember the whole list? Can anybody recite the list? Wow, yeah, she cooked. Meaning there has to be total focus, attention, and expertise. So this is very, very, very much important. See, every day we can't cook like this, but festival means feast, right? Prabhu jane tina bhoga krishnera naivedya acharyera mana katha mahe Prabhura vedya. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the room, he saw 3 divisions of food and he knew that all of these were meant for Krishna. However, he didn't understand the intentions of Advaita Acharya. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur stated that one of these servings was offered in a metal dish and was meant for Krishna, whereas the other 2 were placed on big banana leaves. The offering on the metal plate was personally offered by Advaita Acharya to Krishna. The other 2 servings on banana leaves were to be accepted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. That was Advaita Acharya's intention, but he didn't disclose this to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the food offered in 3 places, he thought that all of it was meant for Krishna. Prabhu bale vaisha tine kariye bhojana acharya kahe ami kariba pariveshana. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, let us sit down in these 3 places and we shall take prasadam. Acharya, Advaita Acharya said, I shall distribute the prasadam. So Advaita Acharya knows what he is doing. Throughout he tricked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kon sthane basiva ara ana dui pata alpa kari ani tahe deha vyanjana bhat. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that all 3 servings were meant for distribution. Therefore, he asked for another 2 banana leaves, saying, let us have a very little quantity of vegetable and rice. Acharya kahe vaishya donhe pindira uppare etabali hate dhari vasaila gon hare. Advaita Acharya said, just sit down here on these 2 seats. Touching their hands, he sat them down both. So he gave them a seat. Prabhu kahe sanyasira bhakshan nahe upakarana iha khaile kae che kae indriya varana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, it is not proper for a sannyasi to eat such a variety of food. If he does, how can he control his senses? The word upakarana indicates a variety of foods, such as dal, vegetables, and other varieties of possible dishes that one can eat very nicely with rice. It is not proper, however, for a sannyasi to eat such palatable dishes. If he did so, he would not be able to control his senses. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't encourage sannyasis to eat very palatable dishes, for the whole Vaishnava cult is Vairagya Vidya, as renounced as possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also advised Raghunath Das Goswami not to eat very palatable dishes, wear very nice garments, or talk on mundane subjects. These things are all prohibited for those in the renounced order. A devotee doesn't accept anything to eat that is not first offered to Krishna. All the rich foods offered to Krishna are given to the grihasthas, the householders. There are many nice things offered to Krishna: garlands, bedsteads, nice ornaments, nice food, and even nicely prepared pan, betel nuts. But a humble Vaishnava, thinking his body material and nasty, does not accept such preparations for himself. He thinks that by accepting such things, he will offend the lotus feet of the Lord. Those who sahajas cannot understand what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meant when he asked Advaita Acharya to bring 2 separate leaves and give a small quantity of the prasadam to him. Okay, Anupama Madhvi, would you like to read?
Krishna, thank you. Then with Pranam, text 71. आचार्य कहे छाड़ा तुम्ही आपनारा चूड़ी आमी सब जानी तुम्हारा संन्यास सेरा भारी पूरी. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not accept the food that had already been served, Advaita Acharya said, "Please give up your concealment. I know what you are, and I know the confidential meaning of your accepting the sannyas order. भोजन करहा छाड़ा वचना चातुरी प्रभु कहे एत अन्ना खाइते न पारी." Advaita Acharya thus requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to eat and give up juggling words. The Lord replied, "I certainly cannot eat so much food." आचार्य बोले, अकपते करहा आहार यदि खाइते न पारे पाते रखी बेका आर. Advaita Acharya then requested the Lord to simply accept the prasadam without pretense. If he could not eat it all, the balance could be left on the plate. Prabhu bole etanna nari bha khaite sannyasira dharma nahi uchishtha rakhite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I will not be able to eat so much food, and it is not the duty of a sannyasi to leave remnants." According to Srimad Bhagavatam 11.18.19, बहिर्जालाशयं गत्वा ततो पस्पृश्य वागयतः विभाज्य पावितं शेषं भुञ्जिता अशेषम् आहृतम्. Whatever edibles a sannyasi gets from a householder's house, he should take outside near some lake or river, and after offering the food to Vishnu, Brahma, and the sun, 3 divisions, he should eat the entire offering and not leave anything for others to eat.
Let's look at this. So some rule here. So this is Bhagavatam 11.18. Whatever edibles a sannyasi gets from a householder's house, he should take outside near some lake or river. And after offering the food to Vishnu, Brahma, and the sun, so these 3 divisions, he should eat the entire offering and not leave anything for others to eat. And no juta to be given to others. Yeah, go on.
आचार्य लीला चले खाओ चौयन्न बार एक बार अन्न खाओ सत शत बार. In this connection, Advaita Acharya referred to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eating at Jagannath Puri. Lord Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are identical. Advaita Acharya pointed out that at Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate 54 times a day, and each time he ate many hundreds of pots of food. तीना जानरा भक्ष्य पिंडा तुम्हारा एक ग्रास तारा लेखे ये अन्ना nahi panchagras. Sri Advaita Acharya said, the amount of food that 3 people can eat does not constitute even a morsel for you. In proportion to that, these edibles are not even 5 morsels of food for you. मोरा भाग्य मोरा घरे तुम्हारा आगमन क्षणः चतुरी प्रभु करह भोजन. Advaita Acharya continued, by my great fortune, you have just come to my house. Please do not juggle words. Just begin eating and do not talk.
Ivahuti?
Hare Krishna. Text 78. Eta boli জল দিলা দুই গোসানির হাতে হাসিয়া লাগিলা দুহে ভোজন করিতে. Translation. Upon saying these, Advait Acharya supplied water to the two lords so that they could wash their hands. The two lords then sat down and smiling began to eat prasadam. Text 79. नित्यानंद कहे काइलुन तीन उपवास আজি পারানা করিতে শিলা বড় আশ. Translation. Nityanand Prabhu said, I have undergone fasting for 3 days continuously. Today, I had hoped to break my fast. আজি উপবাস হইলা আচার্য নিমন্ত্রণে অর্ধপেট না ভারিবে এই গ্রাসে অন্নে. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking that the quantity of food was enormous, Nityanand Prabhu, on the contrary, thought it is not even a morsel. He had been fasting for 3 days and had greatly hoped to break fast on that day. Indeed, he said, although I am invited to eat by Advaita Acharya, today also is a fast. So small a quantity of food will not fill even half my belly. Acharya kahe, tumi hao তীর্থিকা সন্ন্যাসী কভু ফল মূল খাও কভু উপবাসী. Advait Acharya said, Sir, you are a mendicant traveling on pilgrimage. Sometimes you eat fruits and roots, and sometimes you simply go on fasting. দরিদ্র ব্রাহ্মণ ঘরে এই পৈলা মুষ্টি এক অন্ন ইহাতে সন্তুষ্ট হও ছাড়ো লোভ মন. I am a poor Brahmana, and you have come to my home. Please be satisfied with whatever little food you have received and give up your greedy mentality. নিত্যানন্দ বলে যবে কইলা নিমন্ত্রণ তত দিতে চাহা হত করিয়া ভোজন. Lord Nityanand Prabhu replied, whatever I may be, you have invited me. Therefore, you must supply as much as I want to eat.
Rishi? He's joking.
Complete joke. The Bengali is a full joke, what they are talking.
Text 84. सुनी नित्यानंदी कथा ठाकुर अद्वैता कहीं तन्हारे किछु पाई पीड़िता.
Minutes. I have to take this call. I have to take this. Just give me 5 minutes.
Okay. Other times, carry baby. अभी ये मैंने पिया है। आप बनाने के पहले मुझे पूछिएगा, अभी नहीं बनाइएगा। हाँ।
Sorry, that was my doctor. I said, no, I'm not free, but still they put the pause. Okay, Shashi, continue to read.
Yes, Mataji. Text 84. Translation. His Divine Grace Advait Acharya, after hearing the statement of Nityanand Prabhu, took the opportunity presented by the joking words and spoke to him as follows. Prishta avadhuta tumi udhare bharite sannyasala yacha bhuji brahmana dandite. Advait Acharya said, you are a reject Paramahamsa and you have accepted the renounced order of life just to fill up your belly. I can understand that your business is to give trouble to Brahmins. Perfect. There is always a difference of opinion between a smart Brahman and a Vaishnava Goswami. There are even smart opinions. Mataji, is it smart, smarter?
Smarta.
Smart.
Smarter, okay.
Smart.
And Vaishnava Goswami opinions available in astrological and astronomical calculations. By calling Nityanand Prabhu a Bhrasht Avduta, a rejected Paramhamsa, Advait Acharya Prabhu, in a sense, accepted Sri Nityanand Prabhu as a Paramhans. In other words, Nityanand Prabhu had nothing to do with the rules governing smarter Brahmanas. Thus, under pretense of condemning him, Advait Acharya was actually praising him. In the Avadut stage, the Paramham stage, which is the supermost stage, one may appear to be a Visai on the platform of sense gratification. But in actuality, he has nothing to do with sense gratification. At that stage, a person sometimes accepts the symptoms and dress of a sannyasi and sometimes does not. Sometimes he dresses like a householder. We should know, however, that these are all joking words between Advait Acharya and Nityanand Prabhu. They are not to be taken as insults. In Khada Daha, sometimes people misunderstood Nityanand Prabhu to belong to the Shakta Sampradaya, whose philosophy is Anta Shakta Bahi Shaiva Sabhyam Vaishnavo Matha. According to the Shakta Sampradaya, a person called Kula Vaduta thinks materially while externally appearing to be a great devotee of Lord Shiva. When such a person is in assembly of Vaishnav, he appears like a Vaishnav. Actually, Nityanand Prabhu did not belong to such a community. Nityanand Prabhu was always a brahmachari of a sannyasi of the Vedika order. Actually, he was a Paramhamsa. Sometimes he is accepted to be a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. If he is so accepted, Nityanand Prabhu belonged to the Madhva Sampradaya. He did not belong to a Tantric Sampradaya of Bengal.
Okay, Indira Radha. So here some information is given about Nityananda. So he said Nityananda was always a brahmachari, of a sannyasi of the Vedika order. Because the sannyasi, they will have a brahmachari with them, right? So he was a brahmachari. And he was assisting Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was a sannyasi. Yeah, Indira Radha, you read?
Yes, Hare Krishna. He was a brahmachari.
86, no? 86?
Yeah. I'm just asking, he was married, no?
Yeah, he was a brahmachari at that time.
Oh, okay. At that time. Right. Thank you.
Then Mahaprabhu told him he should get married so that he can preach, right? And that's when he started the Namhata preaching. So that he can preach to householders. Because Mahaprabhu was preaching to the sannyasis. He was not preaching to householders. So he told Nityananda that he should enter the Grihastha ashram so that he can preach to the householders. See, everything is well planned, right? Everybody has their own mission.
Text 86. Tumi keti paradasha vishamanira ana amitaha kaha pava daridra baman. Advaitacharya accused Nityananda Prabhu saying, you can eat 10 to 20 manas of rice. I'm a poor Brahman. How should I get so much rice? A mana is a measurement containing about 4 kilograms. Wow. Ye panacha mastik ekana tahakana uta pagalami nakariha na chadayo jota. Whatever you have, though it be a palmful of rice, please eat it and get up. Don't show your madness and strew the remnants of food here and there. Eimata hasharase karena bhojan ardha kana babu chadena vyanjana. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate and talked with Advaitacharya jokingly. After eating half of each vegetable preparation given to him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu abandoned it and went on to the next. Sei Vyanjana Acharya Puna Karena Purana Ei Mata Puna Puna Pariveshi Vyanjana. As soon as half of the vegetable in the pot was finished, Advaita Acharya filled it up again. In this way, as the Lord finished half of the preparation, Advaita Acharya again and again filled it up. Dona Vyanjani Bhari Karena Prarthana Prabhu Balena Arakata Kariba Bhojan. After filling a pot with vegetable, Advaitacharya requested them to eat more. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, how much more can I go on eating? Acharya kahe, yediyachi taha na chadiba, ekana yediye tara deka kaiba. Advaitacharya said, please do not give up whatever I have already given you. Now, whatever I am giving, you may eat half and leave half. Nana yatna dainye prabhure keraila pujan acharyera icha prabhu karila purana. In this way, by submitting various humble requests, Advaita Acharya made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda eat. Thus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fulfilled all the desires of Advaita Acharya. Wow. Nityananda kahe amara peta nabharila lana yaha tora anna kichu na kaila. Again, Nityananda Prabhu jokingly said, my belly is not yet filled up. Please take away your food. I've not taken the least of it. Etabali ekagrasha bhata hate lana ujali pelila age yena krudahana. After saying this, Nityananda Prabhu took a handful of rice and threw it on the floor in front of him as if he were angry. Bhata
Yeah, with, who was with Rashmi? Or you were there? Or Amrita Radhe?
Mataji, my baby is very restless today. Sorry.
Okay, Rashmi, you want to read?
Mataji, I can't read at the moment.
Okay. Anupama Madhvi?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, then Pranam. भाता दुई चारी लागे आचार्येरा अंगे भाता अंगे लाना आचार्य नाचे बहुरंगे. When 2 or 4 grains of the thrown rice touched his body, Advaita Acharya began to dance in various ways with the rice still stuck to his body. अवधू तेरा जूठा लगिला मोरे अंगे परम पवित्र मोरा कैला ए ढंग. When the rice thrown by Nityananda Prabhu touched his body, Advaita Acharya thought himself purified by the touch of remnants thrown by Paramahansa Nityananda. Therefore he began dancing. Purport. The word avadhut refers to one above all rules and regulations. Sometimes not observing the rules and regulations of a sannyasi, Nityananda Prabhu exhibited the behavior of a mad avadhut. He threw the remnants of food on the ground, and some of these remnants touched the body of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya accepted this happily because he presented himself as a member of the community of the Samartha Brahmanas. By touching the remnants of fruit thrown by Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Acharya immediately felt himself purified of all Samartha contamination. The remnants of food left by a pure Vaishnava are called Maha Prasadam. This is completely spiritual and is identified with Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Such remnants are not ordinary. The spiritual master is to be considered on the stage of Paramahansa and beyond the jurisdiction of the Varnashrama institution. The remnants of the food left by the spiritual master and similar Paramahansas or pure Vaishnavas are purified. When an ordinary person touches such prasadam, his mind is purified and his mind is raised to the status of a pure Brahmana. The behavior and statements of Advaita Acharya are meant for the understanding of ordinary people who are unaware of the strength of spiritual values, not knowing the potency of food left by the bona fide spiritual master and pure Vaishnavas. तुम तोरे निमंत्रण करी पाइनु तर फल तुर जाति कुल नाही सहज पागल. Advaita Acharya jokingly said, "My dear Nityananda, I invited you, and indeed I have received the results. You have no fixed caste or dynasty. By nature, you are a madman." Purport. The word Sahaja Pagala, by nature a madman, indicate that Nityananda Prabhu was transcendently situated on the Paramhansa stage. Because you always remembered Radha Krishna in their service, this was transcendental madness. Sri Advaita Acharya was pointing out this fact. आपनारा समा मोर करी बरे तरे जूठा दिले विप्र बोली भय न करीले. To make me a madman like yourself, you have thrown the remnants of your food at me. You do not even fear the fact that I am a Brahmana. Purport. The words Apanara Sama indicate that Advaita Acharya considered himself to belong to the Samartha Brahmanas, and he considered Nityanand Prabhu to be on the transcendental stage with pure Vaishnavas. Lord Nityananda gave Advaita Acharya his remnants to situate him on the same platform and make him a pure, unalloyed Vaishnava or Paramhansa. Advaita Acharya's statement indicates that a Paramhansa Vaishnava is transcendently situated. A pure Vaishnava is not subject to the rules and regulations of the Samartha Brahman. That was the reason for Advaita Acharya stating, Apanara Sama Mora Kari Bharatare, to raise me to your own standard. A pure Vaishnava or a person on the Paramhansa stage accepts the remnants of food, Mahaprasadam, as spiritual. He does not consider it to be material or sense gratificating. He accepts Mahaprasadam not as an ordinary dal and rice, but as spiritual substance. To say nothing of the remnants of food left by a pure Vaishnava, prasadam is never polluted, even if it is touched by the mouth of Chandal. Indeed, it retains a spiritual value. Therefore, by eating or touching such Mahaprasadam, a Brahmana is not degraded. There is no question of being polluted by touching the remnants of such food. Actually, by eating such Mahaprasadam, one is freed from all the contaminations of material condition. That is the verdict of the Shastra.
Lot of instruction here. What prasadam. Should all this has to be, we need to read again, I hope. Can read again and think and understand. Yeah, Shikala.
Thank you, Madhya हिंदी नित्यानंद बोले ए कृष्णेर प्रसाद इहा के जूठा कहिले तुम्ही केले अपराध. नित्यानंद प्रभु ने उत्तर दिया, यह भगवान कृष्ण का उच्छिष्ट है. यदि आप इसे सामान्य जूठन समझते हैं तो आपने अपराध किया है. तात्पर्य, बृहद विष्णु पुराण में बतलाया गया है कि जो महाप्रसाद को सामान्य दाल भात मानता है वह महान अपराध करता है. सामान्य खाद्य वस्तुएं स्पृश्य तथा अस्पृश्य होती हैं, किंतु महाप्रसाद के साथ ऐसा द्वैत भाव नहीं होता. प्रसाद दिव्य होता है, उसमें उसी तरह कोई विकार या कलुष नहीं होता जिस तरह विष्णु के शरीर में कोई विकार या कलुष नहीं होता. इस तरह कोई चाहे वह ब्राह्मण ही क्यों न हो, यदि द्वैत भाव रखता है तो निश्चित रूप से उसे कोढ़ हो जाएगा और वह अपने सारे परिवार वालों के द्वारा त्यक्त हो जाएगा. ऐसा अपराधी नरक जाएगा और वहां से कभी नहीं लौटेगा. यह बृहद विष्णु पुराण का आदेश है.
So there are many people who will never take prasad when we give them, right? They refuse to take prasad. So here it said that thus, even if one is a Brahmana, he is certain to be attacked by leprosy and bereft of all family members if he makes such dualistic considerations. Such an offender goes to hell, never to return. Yes, Rashmi.
Mataji, I had a question. So, over here, on festival days, the congregation is allowed to, even if they are not initiated, nothing. Everybody is allowed to cook. The few rules are put in the messages saying that no onion, garlic, don't taste, etc., etc. But no, just 2-3 simple, absolutely simple rules. nothing about cleanliness and all that. And that is offered then to Krishna to the deities on the festival days, only on festival days. So anybody and everybody can bring something from home. So Mataji, I I don't take that prasad. So then after Krishna is eaten, of course, everything is put out, and then when we stand in our queue and we take, I sort of don't want to take which has come from other people's homes. So that is aparad.
If you ask your head pujari, this question you ask.
What is your opinion, Mataji?
No, I'm just saying that question you ask your head pujari.
They say yes,
Right.
because one time I was refusing, and the person who was serving, he was a Brahman. He said to me, "Why you're not taking?" So I just made an excuse. I didn't want to actually say why I was not taking. So I just said, "No, I don't eat this and whatever."
So see, it's like whatever's been, now you're saying that it's on special occasions, right? At least here, I don't think anybody cooks from home and bring on any festival except Prabhupada, Vyas Puja, Prabhupada's disappearance day, and Chappan Bhog, right? Rath Yatra, Chappan Bhog. And that also, like, we make sure that they're vegetarian, right? They are somehow connected close, right? So there is method in offering, meaning that if there is like mercy flowing, right? And somebody is taking responsibility for it. And he's authorizing others to bring from home. And whatever standard he has set, and I believe he must be knowing that person. It's not just anybody who can come and bring, right? They must be
The
knowing.
people who are bringing have meat. They may not be eating meat, but there is meat in their home. So such people are also bringing. So then
That's not proper.
Yeah.
They have to be vegetarian.
They are vegetarian. But they are coming from. They are bringing not necessarily Mataji. There will be onion and garlic definitely in their houses, but they will also be cooking meat, etc., for their relatives, for their like husband, etc., etc.
in their home. So therefore, the head pujari is taking responsibility for it, as I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's doing it for whatever reason. All right. So he's taking responsibility for it. And if Krishna accepts, it's due to the devotion of that head pujari. Because the head pujari takes on the karma involved in any cooking, any mistake, right? That's how risky it is to be a head pujari. So if he has authorized people who are not cooking in a clean kitchen, all right? So this is Radha Madhav or Gonitai?
Mataji Radha Madhav.
So which festival?
Any festival, like recently, what was there? What was the last festival? Nashinga Chaturdashi was there, Ram Navami was there, Nityananda Trayadashi was there. Whichever festival, Mataji, they will put on the congregation group that even if you're not initiated, you can bring. And that message goes to lots of people who don't even attend the temple, even on a once in a blue moon basis. So people bring. I have seen it bring, and I know some people. Anyway, Mataji, so I don't want to take. So that was why I was asking whether I'm doing right or wrong in not accepting that. And then So yes, Mataji.
I can't comment on this, but I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
it's not possible for me to comment on this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes,
so because this is the responsibility of the head pujari. So if he is allowing people who are not vegetarian to cook, they are vegetarian, but their household is not clean, and they're bringing from home, then he's taking responsibility for it. I can't comment on this. And the choice is yours. Just
Okay.
like many others are deciding whether they are taking on it. But definitely prasadam has to be, prasadam means cooked in a very specific way.
I have a question, Rashmi. Why do they have to tell the congregation to get all this? Is this just for an offering, like in the sense, you know, they're just keeping it out, like when we have a Chappan Bhog or we have Rath Yatra, people are allowed to make offerings and get whatever they cooked. It's not the altar thing that's kept out and a lot of offering. It's like something like that. And then there is a cooked offering, which is like your Raj Bhog or your evening Bhog. So there's a difference between the two.
No, the Rajbhog, the pujaris will still be cooking the Rajbhog and other items because it's festival. Lots of other items will be made, but maybe the sentiment is that they want to offer even more to Radha Madhav. So that is why they are saying that, this day, there is a lot of kripa on this day. So y'all can also bring. Normally, who are not allowed to even step into the deity kitchen, y'all can also bring and cook and bring from home. So I don't, in the Western world, I don't understand a lot of the rules. And for any question which is asked, the standard answer is that Deshkal, according to the time, circumstances, etc. So no, I never get a specific answer. It's always this sort of an answer I get. So anyway, yes, Mataji, I thank you for clarifying what the rules are.
See, you have sent me a lecture by Bhanuswami, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Send me a lecture by Bhanuswami. And he's very specific in what he described there, right?
Yes.
So he described about this point about Diksha. And he's saying Diksha is meant specifically for deity worship.
Yes,
Right?
Mataji. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, and he said that is why there is Diksha. Because in Diksha, you worship the deity with Gayatri mantra. You need those mantras in order to do the deity worship. And if you don't get those mantras through Diksha, it's nishphala. It doesn't produce its effect. So therefore, this is deity worship. And then he spoke about deity worship in the West, right? He had a whole thing about it, deity worship in the West. So therefore, actually for the West, it's more like Harinam. So it looks like the head pujari is having that mood. That's Harinam, he's having that mood, And I mean that was his whole presentation, that you chant Hare Krishna and you get the Hare Krishna Mahamantra from, someone who's in the disciplic succession, and you don't need to take Diksha to chant the holy name. And you need only like a Shiksha Guru, mentor, whoever. That was the system, right? So he says, for deity worship, you need Diksha. Now, what is going on? This is just beyond me. It's just beyond me. But here, let's read this again. Nityananda Prabhu replied, these are the remnants of food left by Lord Krishna. If you take them to be ordinary remnants, you have committed an offense. In the Brihad Vishnu Puran, it is stated that one who considers Mahaprasadam to be equal to ordinary rice and dal certainly commits a grave offense. Ordinary eatable edibles are touchable and untouchable, but there are no such dualistic considerations where prasadam is concerned. Prasadam is transcendental.
and there are no transformations or contaminations, just as there are no contaminations or transformations in the body of Lord Vishnu himself. Thus, even if one is a Brahmana, he is certain to be attacked by leprosy or bereft of all family members if he makes such dualistic considerations. Such an offender goes to hell, never to return. This is the injunction of the Brihat Vishnu Purana. Anyway, listen again to what Manu Swami explained. It was very clear, very explicit about deity worship. So now, if, as you're saying in the West, the emphasis is on the chanting, right? Emphasis is on the chanting. So it is the, and meaning they are de-emphasizing the deity worship, because if they will do something like this, it means that they're de-emphasizing the deity worship. And the deities are Radha Krishna. They are not Gaunitai. I don't know. I can't from here, judge what's going on somewhere else. I have to interview, head pujari, which is not possible for me to do. But understand the principle. So if you have some doubt, then you can discuss with not just the head pujari, you can speak to the temple president, you can speak to the GBC, you say, this is confusing for me, right? And if you are in doubt whether Radha Madhava accepted or not, you can pray and ask them, did you accept it? Isn't it? You can pray. And anyway, see, we are able, if we are sufficiently sensitive, we are able to feel what is prasadam and what is not prasadam.
Mataji, I was about to say the same thing, that after eating prasad, you will get to know whether it is actually prasad or not prasad. Like when I have taken honored Radha Rasbihari's Rajbhog, there is definitely a difference, in the consciousness immediately, or, in Puri or in Ujjain. And even in Singapore, it is the same thing, Mataji, that on festivals, it is open to all to bring whatever they want and it is offered. And even otherwise, Mataji, Rajbhog is the deity worship is done by Brahmanic, but the cooking can be done by people who want to cook.
So which deity they have?
Jagannath Baladev.
They have Jagannath. So I see, as I'm saying, who is authorizing the deity worship? There is a body behind it, all right? So the principle is this, that to worship the deity, you have to, you need diksha, all right? You need this diksha. Now, if in a particular temple, all right, in this wide world, in a particular temple, where there are so few devotees, and there are people who are becoming devotees, all right? So if they are encouraged, this is an exchange of love, as we say, right? So if they have taken such a step, from where I am here, I cannot comment, right? Because whoever has taken such a decision, it is their responsibility. Yes, Samrita Radha. Whose hand is up? Indira Radha. Yes, Indira Radha. No, I was thinking of that verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Yat karosi yat atnasi. Everything that you do, everything that you offer it to me. So anyone, any simple person who wants to offer something to Krishna, think she shouldn't be denied.
This is from that thing.
Yeah, it's as I'm just saying that who's taking responsibility for it? It's not for me or any one of us, right? Because we know what are the standard. If somebody is opening the door for everyone, somebody is taking responsibility for it, right? That's all.
Are we not going, are we not going into like Niyamagahara here? Too much rules, too much this, too much that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That to do the deity worship, to cook for the deities, unless we have second initiation, we are not allowed to touch fire. All right?
No
Right.
problem.
We are not
Yes,
speaking, we are not speaking about home worship. We
No,
are speaking about temple worship.
temple worship.
And,
right.
and for that matter, I remember how Bhakti Swami, when he was giving a course, a class on deity worship, home deity worship, he said, go nitai, have go nitai at home. And then he said, and that's why like all over, everywhere Prabhupada installed Panch Tattva. And there were pictures, Panch Tattva. And then he installed Jagannath. Jagannath came, right? Jagannath came and he became very, very easy. And at most temples in the West, they have installed Jagannath. Jagannath, right? He's Lord of the universe. And he's, he comes out from his temple and everybody's taking darshan, right? Even though we are not allowed this, that, and everybody knows so many stories, right? This one, that one not allowed, that somehow Jagannath put out his hand and took the coconut from who was not allowed, right? So it's up to him, right? It's up to him.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
And Mataji, during Rath Yatra, everyone is allowed to make offering to Jagannath. At least here also they take offering for people who get it in their year to offer. And in West, so everyone on the road, they will keep on offering. And the offering is going on continuously because people are giving it for. Uh, that is a different. What I understood from Rashmi is that they are actually taking the offering and putting it in the Lord's place and giving it in the altar. So that was the question I asked earlier also. Is it something like that, or is it a congregation mentality? There's a big festival, everybody is allowed. Okay, you're keeping it in front of the Lord and just making an achman and offering. So I think there's a difference between Rashmi, I'm again asking you, what are you saying? Are they actually cooking dal, chawal, roti? They're putting in the Lord's plate and giving it to the Lord in the altar, or is it like people are cooking for the Lord, they're getting it, it's offered and then given back? So there's
No,
a
no.
difference.
So the Rajbhog kitchen, the Rajbhog will be made. All the normal food will be made. The bhoga will be made. But let's say if I decided to make some mithai, okay, then I can take that mithai, put it in that aluminium container. It will go inside the DT room. It will go inside the altar. And then when the pujaris will offer, everything will be there. They can't have so many 20 plates now. So the main Rajbhog and all will be there in their 2-3 Rajbhog plates. But then the rest of whatever people, like, let's say I decided to take, that will also be put on the altar with all the tulsi leaf and all that. Of like properly. Yeah, so it is going inside and then it is not returned back to the person who brought it. It is then put out and mixed with all the other prasad, and then we all stand in the line and like normal.
Right. All right. We have understood. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So I think everybody knows. Everybody knows that to cook for the deities, there has to be what we call Brahminical initiation. All right. I mean, that's there. Now, when the mercy is flowing, because there is some festival, then they open the gate and they allowed so many people to come and offer something. I think maybe in Mahaprabhu, what you call this Panihati festival, right? The entire village came and brought something, right? The shopkeeper emptied out his shop. Jagai and Badai, I think, also maybe participate. I don't know, right? So you don't know when the mercy is flowing, but as I'm saying, somebody's taking responsibility for it. Yeah, Amrita Radhe, then we complete. Huh? Yes,
Yeah,
Amrita
Mataji, just a
Radhe.
quick question, Mataji, regarding home worship. So sometimes some newly interested people bring food for our, cook food and bring food for our Radha Girdhari basically. So so when we are offering that food which is cooked by others, we have to take responsibility, and then in some way our consciousness is also getting affected. Is that correct understanding based on what you said?
But see, therefore, we should know who we are accepting from. Again, standard is there. They should be vegetarian, right? The person who's cooking has to be vegetarian.
Yeah,
Not that
definitely.
not that they're eating fish at home,
Okay, okay,
right?
Mataji. Yeah. Thank you.
See, the thing is that if we tell them, then they will come up. And if we don't tell them, they will stay where they are, right?
Yeah.
If we are preaching, right? We are preaching, say, then everything chalta hai, it's okay, you know? Well, we say, no, there is some standard, right? And just see what Haridas Thakur did. Just see what he did, right? He obeyed some social norm, and Mahaprabhu didn't go against it. Right? He didn't go against it. He just accepted it, right?
Yes, Mataji.
So therefore, yeah, it should be vegetarian.
Okay, Mataji.
And you
Yeah.
can tell the person, bring some fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring barfi, milk products, misti dahi. Right?
True. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Oh my God, what complication, right? Preaching, what is deity worship and what is preaching? We are like Sankirtan movement on one side, we are deity worship, and on the other side, we are Harinam chanters, Which process will elevate us? Right?
Chanting.
Which
That's
process will elevate us? So therefore, our Harinam has to be very strong. Very strong. So if there is a festival, meaning that there is focus, there is focus, there is purification due to this intensity of Harinam. I mean, like I used to hear this beautiful kirtan, and now they send on YouTube. They send on YouTube, our Guru Maharaj is here and there, and I look, Harinam is going on and right in front of the camera. All the hands are up and right in front of the camera, somebody pull out his mobile and I don't know what he's doing. Right? And he said, better I don't see, I better hear. Somebody else, oh my God, the camera is on this Maharaj who's good, and just behind him is one Mataji who's yawning and then say, Hari Bol, somehow or other, whoever we may be, somehow or other, everybody has to be dragged in the Harinam. So what I'm saying that there are so many anomalies in the deity worship because this is Kali Yuga. And deity worship is not our process, right? It's not our process. And our process is Harinam and Sankirtan, meaning that many taken together. So if there is any anomaly, any shortcoming in the offering of the bhoga, then the congregation chanting will make up for it. And if the pujari is in the mood, or whoever the organizers are, if in the mood of doing good for the people, then whatever Anumali may be there in the deity worship. It is made up for by Harinam. See, it has to be deliberate decision, right? Something deliberate. So, lucky I'm not manager. I don't have to deal with all this. We are teaching the principles, right? Managers, they have to figure out how to benefit the people, right? Not to leave them out. Because there's such a handful, right? A small handful. So that's as much as I can say. Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
वैष्णव
Krishna.
श्रील
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.